Where are we going? What are we in?
We're off to London. London. Southbound. Fucking slags, mate. Yeah, we're off to see my mate from Saved by the Bell, Jesse, J.Cal, aka Screech. Gonna get the Civic tuned, see what it puts out before with the E-tune that's currently on it, and then see what wizardry shit you can do behind the laptop. Just past Peterborough, got an hour and 10 to go, although we need to chop about 11 minutes off the journey, but hopefully no traffic, get a tow down a little bit, we'll get there. And yeah,
What are you hoping for numbers?
anything above 240 horse, and as long as there's like decent amount of torque, like 190 foot-pounds across the board, I'll be happy at that. See where VTEC gets set as well, because we're at 450 at the minute.
Yeah.
But
And you're on an E-tune at the minute, aren't you?
on an E-tune, yeah, so all that means is data log, send it off remotely.
Who did your E-tune?
I think it was Steve from E-Tunes. There is also a discount code I can nick off some other mate's YouTube channel. And yeah, that was just to sort of get the car going at the time. Didn't have a lot of money as I'd sunk it all into another engine. This little beauty has survived just about everything. It was a 350 quidder, unknown, from a barn just outside of Grantham, and then I nearly killed it once driving home from Cadwell Park. Fucking hydrolocked it, and there was absolute mayo for days.
Low mounted skunk too, sucking up puddles.
That's it, you know, got an open fog light and it just went and took the bottom chamber off the RSP, and it's just like a fucking river. I went through 4 oil changes, 3 cleanings of valve covers just to get all the fucking mayonnaise out. It was horrible. Freaking horrible. Oh yeah, we've got the Hot Tuna t-shirt, repping Australian beaches everywhere. It's not beach body, but it's certainly beach weather in the UK in September, 18 degrees. It's lovely, so it's not going to be too hot, hopefully, on the dyno. Yeah, we'll see what it makes. What do you reckon, mate?
I think I put in the group chat this morning, before on the tune you're on now, I'm saying 228.
I think you're probably not far off.
And then I think you might come out with like 246, 245, something like that.
But
Obviously more would be nicer.
it
252.
Yeah, but you know,
274, mate. 274.
I mean, this was the OEM build. This was never meant big numbers. This was obviously pre-pandemic situation. I wanted OEM reliability on everything, so I didn't get wild cams. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. It just wanted to be.
So
reliability was like top,
Yeah.
and then power and everything else come under that. Whereas next year I'm going to be building another engine.
So obviously we're talking fairly high numbers for an FN2. For anyone that doesn't know, do you want to give a quick, brief rundown of what's under the hood at the minute?
Alright, so we've got a K24 A3 from an Accord Estate. We've got an FN2 stock cylinder head. So the bottom end's done about 130,000. The top end's done probably about 105. We've got 06 TSX cams, which come from an American Accord, which they've got the profile of an FD2 cam on the big cam, and K24 cams are bigger on the small cam. The exhaust cam is the biggest cam you can get on any K series from a factory Honda, so that was the reasoning behind that. We've got a Piper 421 manifold. We've got a 3-inch Decat pipe, 3-inch TDI North exhaust. That's why it's a little bit noisy in here.
Yeah, I don't know how it's going to sound on this GoPro at the minute. So
Alright, well, that's why I'm trying to keep the noise to a minimum. We've got a skunk to cold air intake. We've got the ported RSP manifold, great manifold for the K24. It's meant to produce oodles of torque up until towards the top end, where obviously your skunk 2s, your RRCs, your RBCs, that's where they tend to shine, but we'll see what happens. What else have I done? We've got
quite a lot of obviously sort of porting and port matching and stuff like that.
Yeah, oh, FD2 throttle body as well.
FD2 throttle, the old KB port shot.
Yeah, that's it.
Full swing, porting out the manifolds and stuff like that.
Yeah, pretty much refreshed every single oil seal, crank seal,
gaskets and everything like
gaskets,
that.
fresh timing chain, fresh water pump. So, you know, it's complete stock engine at the minute. Well, I went to Santa Pod a couple of weeks ago, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, and did a 13.9 about 101, 102 mile an hour, so I was quite happy with that. We've got the FD2 oil pump as well, got upgraded engine mounts,
Gearbox, what we do?
gearbox. We've got an EP3 final drive. We've got an Accord 6 gear, so I'm doing 68 mile an hour now, or 69 on GPS, 68, 69, and we've got the Accord 6 gear, so it keeps the revs nice and low for when you're doing these sort of like long motorway journeys, which can become tedious. Like if you have got a noisy exhaust.
No, you've not got one of those, have you? Not at all.
Yeah, it's not that loud. Honest.
What's your diff you've got? Is it then factory?
Yeah, we've got an M factory race diff, so it's a little bit bitey than the other one. I think it's something like 70 odd percent or 75% rather than 60 something. So when you're in a bend, it's a bit more bitey. Wheels and brakes wise, we've got Team Dynamic Pro Race 1.2 18 by 8 with 45 offset. We've got 11mm H&R spacers. I needed to buy some spacers to clear the Brembo freaky parts brake kit. So 320mm discs, I think from a Nissan Murano or 350Z. And what else we got? We've got rear anti-roll bar as well. That also helps stability of the back end. Fresh OEM sash shocks. Got eye-back springs, camber bolts. I still need to sort the rear out a bit because I've got a little bit too much toe in and a little bit too much camber, so I need to address that and probably make the front a touch more aggressive, because I think I only had like 1.2 degrees on the front and I can go up to sort of like 1.5. So, and tyres, well, I need to replace the front ones soon, but I've got Eagle F1 Super Sports on the back and they stick like shit to a blanket, I kid you not. They are proper good, and there wasn't any more expensive than all the other tyres. But how they do in aquaplane situations, or
Not really a situation you're going to get yourself in, really, though, is it?
no, or where, because obviously it's a softer compound. We'll have to wait and see. But right, hour to go. We'll call back when we get back to London.
Peace.
Peace. I'm just gonna have a whip around the dynos.
Yeah.
Out, mate.
Where
We're
are we?
here. Strapped down. Jesse's just put like a load calibration of all the values of the gearbox and everything, so it's going to be accurate. Runs are all in 5th gear, important. 1-to-1, that's what we want. So he's going to do a couple of base runs and then, yeah, get on with the tuning. See where we get. Fingers crossed. We're all good.
Let's see. This place is pretty cool as well.
Huh?
This place is pretty cool as well. CRZ.
Awesome. TDI South. CRZ.
Nice.
Got a Mondeo, that's as fast as that.
basically a houseboat.
I wasn't too bothered on like this end, but I probably won't have it packed in when I can see you on
So what did it make?
228 at the wheels.
On the E-Tune you already had?
On Steve from E-Tunes. So that's nearly 245 to 250 horse.
Yeah.
So what
not,
we get
not
out of it,
properly tuned.
well, it's
not
tuned
dyno tuned.
No, it's not dyno tuned, so it'll sort everything.
So we're running on a bass tune now.
Yeah, Jesse's loading the bass tune up now, and then he's just going to dial everything in from there and see where we end up at. He thinks we can bring in VTEC earlier, which is...
And he said very early as well.
Yeah.
In the twos, we'll say that.
That'd be nice.
So just lock VTEC on at that point.
boy Steve didn't do a bad job at Old E-Tunes. We came out 228 horse peak to begin with, ended up on 227 peak, but the peak numbers don't necessarily tell the full story. Jesse said the inlet manifold is done after 7k, so that's going to be the thing we're going to have to swap out. But we have got VTEC moved to 3.8 now, so under the graph we've made a load of power under there, and then like small gains all the way up the graph. We do have a full stonks chart of is this as it left? Whoop. I think yeah, that's as it left. So we peaked at it's over 7.5 grand peak power. Where's peak torque? So sort of like 5.4, we've got 179.4 at the wheels. So we're nearly at, give or take, 250 horse. That's what I sort of wanted. That's what we sort of came in with, but minor changes. I'm very happy.
Drivability and everything.
Drivability, well, we got to drive it first. The ABS and everything's on, but that's normal because handbrake's been up, the front wheels have been spinning, and it's like off its tits.
What the hell?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, make our way back up north now. It's a lovely day. Might stop for a spot of lunch.